Hi, guys.
Hello.
First of all, we know it has been a rough year. We want to thank you for listening, and we are so glad to be back in the same room recording again.
Yes.
So, today the question is it the thought that counts when it comes to a gift?
And we just went through the holidays.
Yes, we just had the holidays, so there was a quite a bit of gift giving.
Yes.
Is it the thought that counts? What do you think it's a thought that counts, Anna?
I think the older I get, yes. I think I can appreciate that somebody thought, but the right thought.
And that's the thing. So
Yes.
what exactly do we mean, or do people mean by it's a thought that counts?
Yes.
So it's the fact that you're receiving a gift that counts? Is that what that means?
And I think that's what it means. But no, in my case, I wouldn't take that as that's the thought that counts.
To me, I always say it's the thought that counts, so think about it.
Exactly.
Think about it before you give it.
And who you're giving to, right? Like,
But are we too gift
obsessed?
Yes, or I don't know what, like when it comes to Christmas time,
Yes.
have we always been a little too,
Materialistic?
and I don't know that it's necessarily materialistic, but our entire Christmas revolves around this gift giving. Some people will say
It's too
that's not
much.
what you should be doing. You should be just carrying that you're together. You should be celebrating the reason for the season.
Yeah, but I think that's something that I've understood as the older I get, and the way that I believe that I'm changing my mentality is that we grew up in a household where certain things weren't done. So let's say we don't hug, we don't kiss,
No.
we don't say I love you, right? So
let's give gifts.
The gift giving, and I think that's how my mom taught us. Like the gift
That's how we
giving,
show how much we love.
Yes. So once a year, we get to tell each other, look, like I have paid attention to you this whole year, and I'm going to give you something that you love. So
Because
that
I
shows
love you.
because I love you, right? But the older I get now, I feel like, no, because I think now we could be more like, no, let me text you because I
care.
Or let me visit my mom because I want to see her. And it starts becoming more where you realize, like, yeah,
Does
it's
the
not
gift
a big
matter?
deal. The gift doesn't matter. The price. For my mom, yes, still.
and I know that our younger sister she kind of struggles with that, because she has gotten to a point in her life where the gifts don't matter, and it should be about getting together with the family.
But is it because of that, or because I don't want to put a dollar amount
on our love?
I don't know if I've ever heard her say, I'm not doing this because
We
I
should
just
care
want to be
about
with the family.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We have been, and I think we need to take it back to our childhood, when my mom was a single mother, and she just had the three of us. Our Christmas came, and that's why I will forever be thankful for organizations like Toys for Tots. My mom was not able to buy us anything, so we would go to these. The way it kind of works for most of you fortunate people that have never had to go through something like this, the way it works, you go to these events, and parents
line
take their
up.
kids, and you line up in these very long
Yes.
lines. But as kids, I remember being extremely excited about it.
Because what are you going to get?
Yes, and you get a dinner, first of all.
Yes,
We would get to
a
sit down
basket.
in what we considered a very fancy dinner.
Yeah.
Then we get a food basket, and then you get to sit with Santa Claus, and you get a gift. You don't get to pick your gift.
I don't
They
remember
just give it
Santa
to you.
at all.
I
Right now
do
that you're
remember
mentioning
Santa.
this,
I do
at
remember
all, I
him
don't
there.
remember Santa there.
And I remember I got my first Cabbage Patch from them, and I thought it was
Oh.
like so wow, you know. But
Yes.
so then you get these gifts. But the way that my mom would do it was, once we got these gifts and we got home, she would not let us open them.
Yeah, she would
She would wrap
hide 'em.
them.
Yeah.
She would hide them, wrap them, and put them under the tree.
Yes.
So now these were already gifts that we knew what they were. But this way, at least we still got to celebrate the way every other kid celebrated, which was, I feel, brilliant on my
think
mom's
so.
side.
I think
So, you know, this way we didn't feel left out.
But she also always put, and maybe because that's the way she grew up, and you can kind of see it in our family, where there is a price tag in your love.
Yes.
Yes. So when it was Mother's Day, I remember we used to go to the store because we didn't have a 99-cent store. I think our life would have been so different if we did.
Well, there was that.
Well, there was
one-
like this discount store.
Yes.
So
yes.
my mom would give us maybe $2.
Yes.
And say, you know what? It's Mother's Day.
Go buy me something.
Go buy me something. So I think that process of thinking that in order to show my mom that if she matters, I'm gonna have to spend my $2 on her.
And I, if I remember correctly as well, the moment that we became of age and we started working, then it became, this is what I want for Christmas. And it was no longer this $2 item.
Because I know what you're... she doesn't know how much we make, I think.
But in her mind, she's like, you've got all this money.
Yes.
You've got to get me this. And she's very, till this day, very clear about who gets her what.
Oh, yeah. Where she does it by income level.
Yes, by what she believes is your income level. And then she'll be like, okay, so you're going to get me this, you're going to get me that. And we're talking like, at some points, I think it was like, you're going to get me my dining room table.
Exactly.
And things like that. So it's, that's what it kind of became. But I was also remembering, and I don't know if you remember this, but I was also remembering that when we were younger, and when I say younger, I'm talking about us in our late teens, early 20s, probably most of our 20s, we would make lists.
Yes.
We would make a list of what we wanted, and it would hang on our refrigerator.
Okay.
It would hang on my mom's refrigerator, and it was all of us. We'd put all of us down, and not including the kids, because at that time I already had my son, and we already had my brother, and we already knew that they were gonna
get good.
They were gonna be showered in gifts. But we would put down what we wanted. We would have a list of items of what we wanted to make sure
that we're gonna cut down the thought process.
You don't have to think about it. This is what I want.
Oh my God, why are we not gold diggers? Why
I know.
Aren't we like that?
We would be the
partners?
perfect gold diggers.
Yes, that was the plan, I think.
That's what my mom was training. And then it didn't work out for her.
Put a price in your love. Like, don't just give it up for free.
You know, it worked for us.
Yes.
I think because of it, we always got things that we wanted. I don't know that we ever gave each other, kind of crappy gifts.
No, I don't think so.
At one point, we did stop the lists. We no longer make lists.
Yeah, no.
But we do ask each other.
Yeah.
And I have to say, we always get each other really good things. So we never get each other something that we're not going to use, that we're not going to wear.
No, but I do think if you notice it and then you kind of think back, the older we have gotten, it has become become very appreciative of whatever.
Yes.
Like, this is kind of what I want, but like, it's not a big thing, I feel.
Like, it's not like this huge gift.
Yeah, like, I think it's more like, well, maybe a little bit of, and I don't know if that just becomes with everyone that's old, like, just a book, or I don't know. I'm not sure, because I think our kids are not there.
No, they're still gonna ask for things that are.
So I feel like it's an age thing, and then where it has become okay, where our younger sister doesn't. I don't know if this is how she feels, where she doesn't feel like bad, because we used to have a guilt that comes attached to
I think the first years, and this is very recent of her.
Yeah.
But the first few years, and she comes and sees us every other year for Christmas. The first couple of times that she had to come in, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She was uncomfortable with the fact that there was going to be all this gift giving, and that she wasn't going to be a part of it.
And then there's a spotlight.
Which props to her for saying, I don't want to do this, and I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do it. Yes, I am also very big on how we open our gifts. I'm in charge. At some point, Addie, Sana's daughter, will take over because she really wants to take over. Yes. I do want, a spotlight on every single person that opens their gift. Who is it from? What is it? What they give you? We don't open gifts all at the same time. Everybody individually does it, and it takes a long time.
And does that put a little bit more pressure
on whoever gives it? Yeah.
Unlike,
And my son was saying this year he went Christmas Eve, he went to his girlfriend's family's house. And he's like, it was funny. Every time someone opened a gift, I wanted to clap. And I was kind of thinking, like, why aren't people clapping? Because it is a big thing in our household. Gifts are a big deal.
Which I think it's the summary of the year. Like,
yes,
you know what? Maybe I didn't see you. Maybe I didn't talk to you. No, never said I love you. Never said I miss you. But
look what I'm giving you.
Look at, like, now it's, like when you do these, like, talk a review of the year. Or you get a bonus at work.
Mm-hmm. And this is everybody's bonus per se.
Yes.
But then because of that, do we judge other gifts that are given to us?
I think I judge thoughtless gifts.
I think I am, and I'm probably, maybe Mercy as well, and now our brother, which we don't really see, but in you and I, which is who we're going to see all the time, and my mom, I'm the only one that deals with another household.
Yes.
Because I do have my in-laws, and I deal with a whole, I deal with a whole other household, and it is very different.
Yes.
It is very, very different. Now that my daughter has gotten a little older, she's now, 15? For the last maybe 2-3 years, I don't even get asked anymore, what does she want?
And do they ask her?
No. They just give whatever they want to give her.
That's the hardest year, because I thought like this year, even with my son, imagine if I didn't ask what she would want. I have no idea what a 15-year-old girl wants.
It's such a hard age. Yes. We don't have any idea what she wants, so we just give her money.
Yes, at this point, that's what it becomes. Like, just get money.
If you're not asking and you're just giving what you think she will like, or you're just, giving what you want to give them.
Yeah.
I mean, which is great.
But that concept too.
But is it almost a waste of money?
That's where I think, because I really like.
I think that's what we are also. Where we not only do we want to show our appreciation, but we want to give you something you want because we don't want to waste our money.
And I don't want to return it either.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to go through that process, but I feel like I like the idea where people just give you what they think you might like. But then isn't that a test? Like, really? Do you know me? Are you going to give me what you think I want? Like, really what you think I want?
We do Secret Santa. We do Secret Santa at work. And we have always written a list. We've written lists, your size, what you like, your favorite colors, things like that. Back years ago, because we've been doing this forever, I would say like maybe 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't write what I wanted. I wouldn't write anything. I would leave my side blank. And they hated it. But it was people that I knew. It was people that I was close to. And so I always said, you should know me. You should know me enough to know what to get me. You should know my favorite color. You should know this. You should know that. So I wouldn't write anything down. And it always, I would give them a hard time. Now, where, 60% of my staff is new, no, I'm going to write stuff down.
Yeah. My cousin and I don't really always spend holidays together or birthdays together, so there's not a lot of gift giving. But every time she gives me a present, it surprises me. I think to me, she's probably the only person who knows what my favorite perfume is.
I know.
Well, yeah. So she always gives me that perfume. Oh. And the first time she gave it to me, I was like, never in my life have I been asked that I remember, like, what's your perfume? What do you wear?
She just knows it.
She knows it. And this is someone
awesome.
That I'm not spending every day with, or that we are talking on the phone every day, but we're not talking about what's your perfume. I don't know her perfume. And I feel like, wow, that every time she gives it to me, because she has given me that for a couple of times, it makes me feel like, like you know me. So when you receive gifts from someone that's supposed to know you, like let's say your other family
that has known me for years,
that has nothing to do with you, right? Like even when people give clothes, which I think is so hard, and they give you like that blouse that you have never worn anything, do you take it as you don't know me, or you want me to start changing my fashion?
I think because of the way we're raised, I take it as you don't care. You don't care. You don't care to know me. I can even take it a step further and be like my mom and be like, you're purposely giving me something.
To her, like,
to say, mira, mira. Like it's I think to me a big one is size.
But that can be confusing. Very confusing. I really. Yes.
I thank the world for thinking that I'm a medium.
Yes.
But
it would be worse when like someone like me, my best friend one time gave me like 4X. No, I know I'm bigger than you, but no, that's not the size.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it's probably better this way than the other way.
Yeah, always give a size smaller if you don't know.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well then maybe I didn't realize that was the rule, and so that's why.
Maybe because in their head they're thinking 2X. And then they're like, no, I don't want to make her. You know that makes anybody feel bad as soon as an X goes into the size. So like, let me give a large. Let's stick to the one below it.
And I'm the opposite, because I do that too. I always feel like we'll be shopping and my husband will be like, no, I think this person is a small, and I'm like, my big behind they're a small. We need to get them a medium. And so I'm the opposite. But I also feel like I'm pretty realistic. And I hate to give people something that they're not going to wear. My husband is no longer in charge of purchasing gifts for other people. He has given one person in his family. This year was his dad. And he's given one person in his family. That's who you shop for. Everybody else I'm going to do.
But does he know him? Is he giving stuff that yes, this is what he would want?
No, the first thing he picked out, I'm like, nope, put it back. Put it back. I don't know what you're thinking there. Put it back. we're not
But
gonna.
I think
we're
we
not
also
gonna do
take it seriously, and I can say, like, with people that I've given gifts to, I'm not a big gift giver. Why would I? You know, if it's not Christmas or your birthday. But I have had, like even if I would give my friends a gift, where it's like, oh my God, like, when, like me with the perfume, like, when did you hear me? And that's what I want to create.
I will note down through the year, like throughout the year, like what someone likes. And I think it's because of that. You know, I pride myself in being a good gift giver.
Or to like a thoughtful gift, like a really, this is what you want, what this individual wants.
So this year, and again, it probably takes it back to my mom, you know, trying to build these gold diggers that she was never able to create.
I
but
feel bad for
I
her.
do kind of feel bad for her. Like, she know this
you should have had one. Three kids.
This would have for sure made her life so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, because if we were gold diggers, we would have gotten someone really rich. She would have been living in the mother-in-law suite.
Exactly, and she would have got the gifts that she really wants.
Oh yeah, yeah, you know. And my mom is very like open too, just to go back, and then I'll go back to what I was going to say. But the last year I gave her a perfume. She really wanted the Dior perfume, and I gave it to her, but I gave her the small bottle because it's expensive. Yeah. And the entire year, I think both heard about how small.
And she hasn't even used
this perfume.
My
mom goes nowhere but her doctors.
Yeah.
Where the heck is she wearing Dior perfume to? Yeah, you're not going to need all this perfume. No. But no, she just insisted she really wanted this big perfume. And luckily, Sana came to the rescue this year and gave her a big one.
And learned my lesson that now whoever wants to date me, even if you get me any perfume, I'm going to be so appreciative. I never had...
It's expensive.
I'm not a perfume shopper. That's not my thing. So I
love perfume, but it's expensive.
I had never realized how much perfume is. And these guys that are giving it out like nothing, yes, because you have that Macy credits card. I will still appreciate it.
But see, that's the problem. The problem is that we're thinking that in our head. We have that instilled in our head. Years ago, this was not my husband, so years and years ago, I had someone sent me flowers, and he sent me carnations.
Oh, no.
Which everyone should know that carnations are the least expensive
and they're
flowers.
Nice.
They're all right. But the first thing you think is cheap. And it was kind of like, why the F is this person sending me carnations? Why aren't they sending me roses?
Yeah.
You know, and it's that mentality that we have. If you're dating someone and they give you a perfume and you're thinking, okay, that's nice because perfume is expensive, but they give you the small bottle.
Now I'm going to be like, really?
Yeah. What is it? So I'm only worth the small bottle?
Is it the sample?
And it goes... And it goes back to worth. I think we connect it to worth.
Yes. Which, if we see the pattern in our family, extended family, that's always the model. How much are you worth?
Yeah.
How much are you worth?
Are you worth the big bottle?
Yeah. And it's not even what you decide. It's like, show me what other people have given you. So I can kind of round it off. Mm-hmm. You know, like, show me your bank account. No, like, show me what other people think you're worth. And did you accept it, right? Because if you would have thrown the carnations out, then you're saying, like, I'm not worth carnations. Like, you're going to have to step it up.
I think I still dated him for a while. Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Instead of saying, if someone has $500 and they give you $10, is it worth more than that guy who has $10
and gives you $10? And the reality is that no, right? We should be appreciative of that $10 guy that only has $10, but we're not.
Maybe that's all he could afford, and he actually like went and
got it. Yeah, and that should be
and delivery's not cheap.
That should mean a lot.
Yeah,
that should mean a lot. I feel like now that and Carly's been doing this for a while, but my daughter, now that she's getting older, and then again she's been doing this for a while. But for Christmas, for the special people in her life, she purchases her own gifts. Mm-hmm. So she always gives everyone a little something that she purchased herself. And it's, again, to give them that, look, you need to give because you need to show people that you care. Yeah. And again, I don't know that we should necessarily do that. Maybe I should have her make them something.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. I remember Mercy made cookies one year. And it's very hard, and it does take a lot of effort. And at the end of the day, it's not cheap.
No, you still have to, but you can just make it in a bigger bulk.
But if my mom got a basket of cookies,
No. Oh my gosh! And if she got a basket of cookies from Mercy, that'd be even worse.
That's forget it. You're not gonna be allowed.
You can't come in our house.
Yes.
You know, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. Now, when you get married, once you've been married for a long time, I don't feel that it's necessarily a gift. We're not giving each other a gift. We're maybe surprising each other with something.
Yeah.
But reality is, we share the same bank account. And all what these holidays do is we give each other permission
to use it,
to purchase something for the other person, with a larger dollar amount.
Yeah,
that's really all it is. When you say "don't get me anything,"
I think
that
should never be a thing.
I think I have said "don't get me anything" and meant it. And there has been times that I say, let's not get each other anything. And then my husband still gets me something. So I think I've learned, because then the first time I felt like an idiot.
Gonna happen.
You know, so then I was like, okay, so now we don't really say, we just say, okay, this is what we want. So we're not going to get each other anything. So this year, for example, we said, my husband wants a new tattoo. I need to get my eyebrows microbladed. So we said, we're not going to get each other anything because we're going to spend this money on what we want to do. So let's not get each other anything. In my head, I know he's going to get me a little something. So I'm going to get him a little something. Throughout the year, and more so throughout the last 2 months before, getting to Christmas, I do hint a lot on a lot of different things, on little things that I might want, you know? And I'm talking little things like maybe a purse, maybe some shoes, little things like that. I might want this, so let me tell him that I would want this. And this way he would, if he wants to get me something little, he would.
Yeah.
This year, we had gone and looked at a watch that he wanted, and he said, no, I'm not going to spend that kind of money. And so we left, and I thought, how nice. And I've never really done something like this. So how nice would it be if I went back and I got it? And so I went back and I got it. And it is a big purchase. He unfortunately doesn't like cheap watches.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I necessarily was expecting something big in return. It was just something that I'm like, look at how nice. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then Christmas time comes, we open our gifts separately, not when we're with family.
Yeah.
And he opens his gift first, and he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I went back and got it. And he was like, but you could for sure tell that he was super happy, but then also kind of like worried. And I had seen a bag that he had put, a Christmas bag that had no name or anything, that I know, I wrap all the gifts, so I knew it wasn't something I wrapped. So I'm like, okay, he got me something. I kind of figured he would. I saw that it was, a bag, so I'm like, maybe there's a purse in there, or, something like that. No big deal. So then it was my turn to open my gift. I opened my gift. At first sight, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. It was pajamas.
And it's like folded.
You know how they're folded and they're kind of like in a pack? So then I bring them out. I'm like, oh, pajamas. And then I'm not a pajama enthusiast, just to put it out there. They're Harry Potter.
And you're not a fan of the Harry Potter.
I am not a Harry Potter fan. I should throw it out there. He is not a Harry Potter fan. I don't think we've ever watched Harry Potter together.
And the size?
Size was right. It was. Okay. I think it was a large. Okay. So I think they were right. I'm sure I had this look of maybe shock in my face. And so as I'm kind of looking at them, he says, "Oh, I got you those because they didn't have anything else. They only had Harry Potter or Disney." First thought in my head is, I actually love Disney. He should know that. But my second thought is, okay, why would this be even an option? I think that is my shock. I want to know, I want to get in his head. And he has never really been a good gift giver. Like, I think when he has help, amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Because he does want to give. He does want to give me something.
He just doesn't
big.
know what. Because there's other pajamas, right? Like wherever he bought it.
But why pajamas? Why?
Well, but let's say he just feels like
I see her as such a cozy person.
Me in pajamas. Why not a more no characters? Like, that's it. We're past the.
One of my friends is like, why didn't he go to Victoria's Secret?
Exactly.
And even if he wasn't buying something super sexy, just buying pajamas from Victoria's Secret. But and I'm like, no, and then I also feel he was like, oh, these are from Costco. Like, maybe that was a good thing. Like, these are from Costco. Like, these are gonna last long.
He goes, I bought 13 other ones. It was wholesale. It was in bulk.
So along with that was some joggers. I had asked for joggers. They were like a heather gray, like almost white. Like something I would definitely never wear. So those I had to say. The pajamas I can keep. They were great. They're actually super comfy. But that I had to be like, no, we need to return this. Like there's no way I'm ever going to wear this.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And he's like, oh, and I have something else coming. And at first I thought he's making that up because he's just he feels so bad. Yeah. But it did come a few weeks later. And he got me an Adidas jacket, like those little jackets. I don't even know what they're called. But it's like a
little track jacket.
Yes, which I had been hinting at.
Okay.
So to me, that would have been the perfect. That's the perfect example.
That should have been the main focus.
If that would have came in time, that would have been the gift. No problem. Yeah. And the pajamas would have been the afterthought. I don't know. To me, it's things like that, and I get it. It's a thought that counts. It was super sweet. But why are you walking through Costco and thinking, oh, that's what I should get Erica?
And then what is the thought, right? Because if you've never worn light-colored pants, what is the thought? Is it, oh, you know what, I want her to start wearing this color pants? Or is it, I like this color, so... Yeah, is it...
I don't even know.
Is it like me?
He did say there was no black.
Okay. But there was no navy blue and there was no dark gray.
I don't know. Yeah, that's so true. And so then I ended up returning them, and then I'm like, you know, why don't I get shoes instead, because I have been hinting at I really need tennis shoes. But I'm also very, very indecisive. So I couldn't find anything, so I just left it. And then the other day he came home and he just went and bought the shoes for me.
Which he could have done in the beginning, right? Yeah. Because he is a shoe enthusiast.
Yes.
So he could have just bought you that.
But he has, and that's the thing. Why doesn't that click? Why don't you say, oh, she's been mentioning tennis shoes. Let me just get her tennis shoes, you know? And I know a lot of it is, well, is she going to like them? And so when because we also like very different things.
Yes.
So when he bought me these shoes, which were actually, and I haven't worn them yet, but I'm assuming that I'm going to love them. But I do really like the shoe.
And the color.
And he said, I just got like the craziest ones they had. And because I don't wear black tennis shoes. Yeah. My tennis shoes have to be very flamboyant. Yeah. So he's like, I just got, the craziest ones they had, and it worked. And those are, and see that, to me, that is thoughtful.
Yes.
When you walked in there and you said, I'm going to get the craziest shoe they have, because I know that my wife doesn't wear black tennis shoes. Exactly. That is thoughtful.
Like you not paid attention.
Not just I happen to be walking by these pajamas and thinking like, you know what?
Maybe Harry Potter. let me do this.
And I ended up getting pajamas from someone else too. So maybe I just don't wear pajamas enough. Maybe I just wear, because I normally wear just like.
But then is that telling you to wear pajamas? That's where I'm like, what is the thought process behind this?
I do feel pajamas are an easy gift.
It is. General.
Yes.
Gift.
It's a that's the key word. It is a general gift. Yeah.
So I think you would accept it from anybody who's like, oh, when you go visit someone during the holidays, you take a gift because what do I give, right? And sometimes you don't know the people well enough to say, this is what I'm going to give it. So you give pajamas, slippers, something like that.
But I don't know that you're...
But when it
significant
comes
other, even us, like I don't know that I would ever give you pajamas or that you'd give me pajamas.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
I think it's too. What is that word I'm looking for? It's too like not personal.
Yeah, well, she been like that, like the sweaters, right? Like I'm like, oh, she wants sweatshirts, and then I kind of thought, sweatshirts. And Mom's like, no, she never wears sweatshirts, but I'm like, you know what? Yes, on her days off, she does. Yeah. But then it still had to be something where it's kind of personal to. Okay, this is her.
Yeah, it says this, so it's going to be, it's just going to be something that it makes it her. And all of my sweatshirts are something, whatever sweatshirts I do have, it is something like it's either John's school or something to do with Carly's band or something to do with that.
Which you're supposed to, right? Like if you have something that's character, it's usually because that lets you know about that person.
Yes.
What are they wearing? And then it kind of like...
because that's your favorite
Disney
character.
Oh, they like Disney.
Yeah, that's your favorite character. Yeah.
So if you're never walking here with a wand and that robe, then
we did go to Harry Potter Land when it opened.
Oh, maybe.
So,
were you excited?
My son is a huge fan of Harry Potter. He's huge. Like this is him.
Yes. That is him. Every time I see Harry Potter, I'm gonna think John.
Same.
Yes.
I think him. He has it tattooed somewhere on
Yeah.
his body. It is definitely him.
Yes.
So maybe it reminds me of John. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I mean, they are very cozy. If he's listening, I am very appreciative.
Yes.
And maybe some people just need a little more help than others.
Probably, yeah. And mainly men, right? Even I think for lingerie, I used to work at a store where we sold lingerie. And we had one little, what do you call them? Baby doll
Baby
nightgown.
dolls, are they? I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. I worked there. I should know. That was our general.
Like if someone doesn't know, send
you
him to
don't
that.
know the size. This is one size. This is red.
What size?
Yeah, because it only had like elastic on the top. One size and one size plus. And there would be guys where they knew, oh no, she would wear that. That's how I want to see her. That's what I'm giving her. But then there would be guys like, I just want to give her something sexy, but I don't know. I don't know what she would wear. I have no idea what size she is. And then, which is kind of weird too. It's a little uncomfortable. We had girls that worked there with different sizes, right? And guys would be like, her. Or like
Like
her.
this bottom, but
Like,
this top.
Yes, exactly. And so then we had like, this is the one size. It's red.
Yeah.
Everybody likes
Do
it.
it. Yeah.
Everyone's not gonna be like, this is too much. This is too little.
You see all these girls wearing this.
I could bet on Valentine's Day more than half of East LA was wearing that nightgown.
And luckily for guys, and I don't know, maybe it's just for Carlos, but luckily for guys, you only have to deal with this the first couple of Valentine's Day. I mean,
no, you should deal with it every Valentine's
I don't know.
Day.
17 years in, I can tell you honestly that that's not what he's gifting me.
Yeah.
A perfect example. So our very first Valentine's Day, so we started dating in February, the end of February.
Oh,
so
the
our
end.
first Valentine's Day, we have been together for now almost a year.
Yeah.
And that first Valentine's Day, we decide to go away. We go out of town. He buys me lingerie, and he buys me a big bottle of the Dior perfume, the same one that my mom likes now. Which is very Valentine's Day, and roses, of course. You know, very Valentine's Day. Now I get Harry Potter pajamas. You know.
But there's a thing. And I understand if someone's going out on the first day with me and you guys can all listen. Yes, because I'm going to be in the dating scene.
She's going to be on Tinder.
Yes. I'm wearing that one size tall pajama. But I don't like red roses. I don't like them. They're not. Yes, I want to see them in a house. I don't give them to me. I'm allergic.
Oh.
I don't like
What's
them.
your favorite flower? Just to put it out
Sunflowers.
there. Oh, yes, sunflowers.
Sunflowers.
Are nice.
You
But you
give me-
can't get them year round.
I just like what are
Carnations?
those? Even carnations, but like, don't give me white carnations, right? Like,
that's
give
a
me,
funeral, yeah.
Give me a mix.
Yeah.
Or
Lilies are nice.
lilies,
yeah.
or there's so many flowers that are so nice.
I
give
really
me a
like
plant.
tulips.
Give me one
Oh,
of
don't
these.
give me a plant.
Give me
Even though
one
I
of
have
these-
been given a plant.
these nice plants, like even those little bonsai or whatever tree.
Bonsais.
Bonsai tree. Give me
The
a
Karate
bonsai
Kid
tree. Give me a money plant. Give me.
But now you're in year one. You're now in the
That's right, the
dating
first
scene.
date,
You're in
red
year
roses,
round.
yes.
You're in your first Valentine's, and you're gonna be okay with a bonsai tree
Yes.
and comfy pajamas.
If you know me, yes. If you know
It's your
me.
first Valentine's Day, though.
And we've been together for a year.
Maybe less.
If we've been together for even a month, and I'm thinking you have conversations with these people before you start dating them seriously or whatever, and you give me a month where it's our month anniversary. Do people celebrate that? I have no idea. And you give me a dozen red roses, or even 100 red roses, because you're that guy. No, get out of my life. I'm gonna keep them.
I think it also depends on the
Because you're
difference.
being general.
The difference in who is, you know, these people are. I when I was dating Carlos is very much the, you know,
That guy.
Yeah, he is that guy. Let me
Uh-huh.
give you roses. Let me give you, which is great. But I like that. I am that girl.
Yeah.
I remember when Easter would come, I would get an Easter gift, and he would give. But once he knew my son, he'd give John something for Easter, and he'd give Mercy something for Easter.
Oh.
And I remember when one year that he gave Mercy.
That's why now he's shopping at Costco. Like, girl, I already invested on all those people.
he gave her chocolate, and he gave her a chocolate CD because she loved music, and they shared their interest in
Yeah,
music. And to me, that is thoughtful.
That's super thoughtful.
That is thoughtful.
Yeah.
I don't know that again, 17 years later, that isn't really happening as much. But I have dated people that are a little more on the practical side. And I remember one guy too that one year for Valentine's Day, he wanted to do all the cliches. So he did flowers and he did candy and he did perfume, all the cliches. And so one of them was lingerie. He's like, of course it has to be a part of it, but he was super practical. So it wasn't going to be this, you're going to wear this for show. No, it was going to be something that you can wear every day. Under your clothes, comfortable, cotton.
Just regular. Yeah, I don't know if that.
So maybe sometimes
okay
there's practicality, and I don't know at the time. Yeah, at the time I remember also thinking, because obviously I'm not with this person for a long time.
Yeah.
It is kind of like, oh, okay, thank you for the cotton underwear. But I probably wore them forever.
Yes.
I
I think at this point, I just don't appreciate cliche.
Yeah,
I don't
you want practicality.
I don't know. I don't want like the general. I feel like these guys who that's all they give, and they're daters, right? They're like
so they already have it in their house.
Membership. The 1-800-Flowers. You guys already know what. Now to this address, they
open their closet and it's like stacks of lingerie and perfumes because they get it on sale.
Yes, and it's like I had to buy bulk because this is what I give in all my dates. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be one of your many dates.
You want something unique.
Yeah, I want you to know who you're dating.
And I agree. I think I would like that now. I think I was okay with the clichés.
Maybe. And also
but I think now, I think, again, maybe it is an age thing. I would want, I would want something, again, when I received that jacket, when he had said, there's a little something else that's coming, and he had to be it's only a little something, because then he was like, why don't we go pick something? I'm like, no, like, it's okay. I wanted to get you something. Yeah. But he's like, oh, there's a little something coming. And that came, that was very nice. To me, it was like you listened.
Exactly.
You listened when I said, I really want this. And even because when we were shopping, the one that I had seen, the little jacket that I had seen was in a different color. It was like purple or green, I forget. And I made it clear, I would really like this in black. And I got it in black. To me, that's huge now. 17 years later, I just want to know that you're listening.
Exactly. Or let's say like, you're talking to somebody. People talk to people before you date. Like talk. Like spend time talking and ask the questions, right? So let's say somebody asks you, what's your least favorite food, right? And you're like, I don't know, Indian. I love all food. So I don't have an unfavorite. But you say Indian. And he takes you to an Indian restaurant. Then that's like, no, this is kind of just your flow of things, right? I don't want to be a flow. At this point, I don't. If you're not sharing that interest with me, we're not going to go very far. At this point, I want a listener.
Yes, and I think even going back to our family stuff, it's not necessarily, and maybe it is for my mom, but it's not necessarily a price thing. It's almost it's almost a listening thing. Like you said that you really wanted this, so I really want to get you this. It's just that sometimes now we need a little help.
Except for my mom. It's not a price thing.
No.
It's more like, are you listening?
Do you know?
Do you know
what I
me?
really want? Yeah.
And again, we're doing that test, right? Like, show me your love. Do you really know me?
And is that a bad thing?
I don't think so.
Are we testing people?
Yes, I am testing everybody. And I don't think so much my family, because I think at that point I'm just like, whatever I get, that's nice. And yes, it's even nicer that I get what I want. But if I'm dating at this point, yes, I'm testing you all. Because why? Because I am a listener. Because I am trying to pay attention to what is your favorite color?
Yeah.
What is your favorite food? What is your favorite whatever? I don't want to be general.
I think that's the difference. Can you go to Starbucks and order for somebody else and know what they would want?
Yeah, and if you come and you give me a caramel frappuccino, I'm going to kick your ass.
Exactly.
We break up at that moment.
Exactly. And that's, remember that. That's a great test. Not that we want to be testing people, but apparently we do.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, a great way of knowing. If I take you to Starbucks and I say, order for me, we're big food people. If we take you to any food place and say, order for me, will you know what to order for me? I feel very confident that not only can I order for you, but I can order for my husband. I can order for my daughter.
Kids.
I can order for I feel like I can order for your kids.
Yes.
I feel like I can still order For Mercy, I can order for most of the people at work.
But then again, are you? Because I talk to my cousin and I always tell her, don't you ask these questions?
It's a movie that I watch all the time, and it's Will Smith and Eva Mendes.
This is always guessing.
I know. I'm horrible. I know. I'm horrible with names.
He's like a date.
Yes, makes the dating guy. Yes. What the heck is it called? Hook? No, that's a pirate.
Oh my God.
Hitch.
Uh-huh.
Well, when he leaves in the morning to go get coffee and he comes back and he has 4 because he doesn't know what she likes because he doesn't know her yet.
Yes.
But to me, that's extremely thoughtful.
Exactly.
I don't know you yet, so let me bring one thing of each. Yeah. So he brings tea, he brings coffee, he brings a chai.
Yes.
He brings do that.
Yes, do that.
If you don't know, do that because you don't want to offend the other person.
Yes.
And I think that's what we see. We almost see it as offensive. Like, you're offending me.
Do not
like, what? You think I like this? You're throwing in their face. And it's hot.
And why am I single? I don't know.
What's been your worst gift ever?
You know what? Sadly enough, I've never had guys who gift me stuff. Once again, I have failed my mother and the whole process of dating for stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have okay, like I said, I don't really get gifts. That one time, my ex gave me, it was a Mother's Day, he got to work with tons of balloons. The ones that say something. He doesn't know English. And it was Mother's Day, so they said, happy birthday, happy graduation, happy... He literally got
whatever was there. Oh, but that's still nice.
But it was thoughtful because he thought, I'm going to get to work with balloons.
And see, okay, that's a perfect example of thoughtful.
Yes.
And he thought about it. Because he didn't know. But he was still thinking, and he's probably like, estos están bien bonitos. You know, like, like these are.
It has a sunflower.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she loves sunflowers. Well soon. Yeah, so pretty. I'm sure this means something about mothers.
Yes.
So I'm going to give her this. I don't know. Maybe next year we'll decide no gift giving.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and end this with a quote. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Question you soon.
Till next time.